We are live, not live. We are pre-recorded, but pretending like it is live. With the arena, Australis is the ring. I'm Fish on a heater. This is Dr. Trotter. This is a format where we take a carryover champion every week. They pick a meta, and they take on a new challenger from somewhere in Australia or New Zealand in a set of 5 Pokemon Go PvP battle. Dr. Trotter, who is our champion this week, and who are they taking on?
Yeah, so we've got our down south homegrown Tasmanian battler. Krisader. He's come out, he's fighting hard, and he's picked another absolute cracker of a meta. Like, I was excited, and we'll get to that shortly, but we've got to find out who he's challenging, and Tazza is challenging Krisader. I'll get there eventually. So Tazza out of Brisbane in Queensland, so one of my boys in Queensland, shout out. And we're going to get there, and we'll see what they're doing. So this is a really crazy meta that that Krisader has picked, and it's a little bit interesting. It's going to function oddly, and please explain it to us, Fish. Just put me out of my misery.
Sure, I can do that. So Krisader's been really inventive with the metas that he's picked so far. Today he has gone with he's taken the 8 gym leaders from the first generation of Pokemon, right? He's taken their types, and he's just gotten me to spin up those types at random. He's spun up 1 for Tazza, 1 for Krisader, and those are the types that they have to represent. So every Pokemon they pick, they have to have that typing in them.
Now, I love it. So it's the Gen 1 gym leaders, but they don't have to be Gen 1 Pokemon, correct?
Correct, yeah. It can come from any generation. And what we have done is we did not reveal which types they have until they picked their teams. So they had to pick their teams without any of that prior information. They had to just build teams that could counter any different type, and that made it a little more interesting with the team build.
Yeah. So they can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna pick all of these things, but they can change their movesets, right? So once they see the opponent's teams, they've got a chance to fix up their movesets if they should so desire.
Yeah, and I think that is quite relevant because let's get into the teams here. Because the typings are Krisader has spun up Ground and Tazza has spun up Psychic. And the one thing that really stands out to me is that Torterra. Because normally, like most of the time, you would see Torterra running Razor Leaf, but Bite on that thing is going to be a monster.
Yeah, it's going to tear shreds out of... I'm not going to say everything, but... So is there anything that can do super effective damage to that Torterra then with the ground and grass typing?
Well, look, Tazza can run the Ice Punch on the Hypno. That's probably the best bet that he's got going. And Ice Punch on the Medicham as well. So probably Medicham also being neutral to the Bite as well. That's probably going to be the thing that he's going to be relying on the most. The Medicham also going to be really good against the Stun Fisk, maybe if it's running a Dynamic Punch as its second move, or maybe a Power Up Punch even to build up that counter damage. So Medicham is going to be really important for Tazza. Gardevoir, I think, is probably something that he can utilize, but I think Torterra still does beat the Gardevoir in general.
Yeah, and Gardevoir is going to chew up shields too, right?
Yeah.
So it's a risk versus reward situation. But man, those 2 Mud Boys and 2 Pseudo Mud Boys, man, versus there's a Raichu and a Bronzong, they're going to be putting in some serious work. Oh, it's really set up nicely for Krisader. I feel like in terms of the typings and the Pokemon could have the edge. But in saying that, if Tazza can just really get rid of that Torterra and potentially just put movesets that line up well, that especially that Ice Punch, you assume it's going to have Ice Punch.
Well, one thing I also thought of was that Raichu could also have Grass Knot, which would be a big deal. And if you run Thunder Shock instead of Volt Switch, because electric damage is just going to be completely useless against Krisader's team, but if you run the Thunder Shock, which has the slightly higher energy generation than Volt Switch, and then just get to those Grass Knots even faster, then that could be an option.
It could be. I can't see Raichu having any play though. Like it's just ground, right? And even bite from Torterra. It's a huge risk range running a Raichu, maybe.
All
But yeah,
right,
I think
well,
Raichu is
fine.
bench for
Oh,
Tazza.
okay, well, what about? Oh no, I was going to say, well, what about Charmchu then? But no, that the Alolan version does not get Charm.
Unfortunately, no, it does not. I'm
And also,
assuming.
I just remembered it doesn't get Thundershock either. It gets Spark.
Yeah, it, it,
Huh.
it needs Volt Switch. Volt Switch is actually its best move.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
going to be resisted by everything. So,
All right, let's see how we do. We've judged Krisader to be kind of in the lead at the moment based on team build, but we have seen some crazy things happen in the ring. Here's battle number 1. And we have a Swampert versus a Gardevoir first. So this is just a pretty standard lead for Tazza at the moment. Tazza is going to have to use some of those shields to get the most out of that Gardevoir. Looks like he is holding off on it. Uses that shield right at the last second. And so it's going to take 2 Hydro Cannons to take out the Gardevoir. Now Tazza is looking for the switch. Doesn't go through with it. Can afford to leave this alone because he will be able to take out that Swampert with... Oh, wow, that did so much more than I thought it would. Is it going to win that race? Oh, we get the dual KO. Wow, that is a hectic start. Trotter, what do you think of these remaining 2 Pokemon on either of these teams?
oh yeah, well, I'm a bit in awe. Now, it's actually not the worst here for Tazza. This Hypno is so bulky, and without that Torterra in the back, he really doesn't have a whole lot of fear. And interesting, Krisader coming out, going up to the Blizzard, but throwing them up. Is that a shiny? That's a shiny.
That is a shiny Whiscash, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And we can
look,
see that
even...
it's the Hypno has got the Ice Punch Shadow Ball moveset.
Yeah. Ice Punch Shadow Ball, so really, really, I don't want to say the correct moveset, but yeah, definitely the correct moveset by Tazza there. And yeah, does get the Ice Punch off, and oh, here comes the Blizzard now. This won't, oh, and a no shield immediately from Tazza. This is going to do a lot of damage. It won't quite KO, but it does a lot, and Tazza throwing a Confusion and Ice Punch, yeah. Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, Ice Punch, Shadow Ball. I think Ice Punch and 1 Confusion is probably going to be enough to take out the Whiscash from here.
Oh, will it?
And gets a second shield. So, is Krisader going to go for the farm down from this point? Oh, and does not get there. Those Confusions really do add a lot of energy to your energy
absolutely.
farm.
That... Oh, doesn't get that farm down, so that Mud Bomb going to come through and get that Hypno. So Krisader going to have that switch advantage now. And do you remember what was in the back?
It was that Medicham, so that's actually good for the Medicham.
Yeah.
He's going to get a bit of extra energy here, and surely he's going to save that shield just in case there's something in the back. Yeah, and does, because if it's that Gligar in the back, it's going to be a bit harder to need the shield. And a switch out into the Flappy Fish. Now, oh, he's going for the Parrot Punch first. No shields left on Krisader's side, so a Parrot Punch, then an Ice Punch will actually do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And he does not have to worry about, you know, anything in terms of him landing a bait. He can just play exactly how Tazza wants to. So let's see, is he getting... Oh, he gets the shield on the Mud Bomb.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fair because, you know, Medicham's in a commanding position now, and Ice Punch, I believe, is actually going to KO from here.
Oh, well, let's find out. He just gets ahead, so that was a CMP tie, and Medicham actually wins that against the Stunfisk. How much is this going to do? Is it going to take it out?
Oh, no, it does not.
quite.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this will make it a lot closer. This Mud Bomb, going for the Mud Bomb, which is interesting. It was only going to be 5 more energy to that discharge. And
is he going to get to a second Mud Bomb, though?
Ooh, I don't think so. That it's already powered up as well, so those counters are just going to add up way too much. And now we have that Whiscash, which is on just not enough energy. So Tazza takes out that first battle, and it is 1-0 against Krisader.
Yeah. Interesting, Krisader not bringing that Torterra that we'd identified as being a really healthy option, shall we say, on his side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And going... That was triple Mud Boy. That was Whiscash, Swampert, and Stunfisk.
That is a good point. So yeah, Krisader opting not to bring that Torterra, and maybe Krisader did not think to change from Razor Leaf to Bite. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe Krisader did not recognize that.
Yeah, that's a definite possibility. I mean, even Razor Leaf is going to do pretty well against everything except for probably Bronzong. not as good as Bite. They're both pretty poor energy generation.
Of course.
I mean, we noticed though, Tazza brought Medicham and Gardevoir, which is only going to be neutral. The Bites will only be neutral to them.
So you think Tazza was worried about that?
I'm guessing he was, to have two options there. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out. Just there. I mean, I was surprised how much that Hydro Cannon did to Gardevoir. So
yeah,
squishy.
I know. Like, I knew it would do a lot, but yeah, that much. That's crazy. Let's check out battle number 2. Tazza is up 1-0 against the champ. Let's see if Krisader can come back, and we have ourselves a Hypno versus a Swampert. Now, Hypno is going to take a lot more a punishment from Swampert before going down. Those Shadow Balls will hurt quite a lot. It can tank one Shadow Ball, will not be able to tank a second. I think even like a Shadow Ball and an Ice Punch will be enough to KO with the confusions in between. So now building up to that Shadow Ball, then throwing the bait. We do get a shield from Taz. Those Hydro Cannons can just come in so fast.
And they do so much damage.
Yeah.
Even though it was nerfed from the original, so much damage.
So much damage. So now we are getting a shield from Krisader, so that bait does go through effectively. Can he get to the next Ice Punch before that Hydro Cannon comes in? He does not risk going for the Shadow Ball, and that is the correct move there, because a Hydro Cannon would pretty much take it out from there. So the Ice Punch not enough.
No. He's going to need a Confusion down, so he's going to have to waste a second shield here. But Hypno's got a fair bit of HP. Oh, he chooses not to shield and let it go. Interesting. Tazza happy to give away that switch advantage. And what do you come in here with?
I like Medicham with energy here, opting to go the Gardevoir, which just takes it out in one chance. And now the Torterra's in. We're going to find out the answer to that question, but not immediately, because Gliscor comes out first. And again, we got a shiny over here. And now we get the switch. Interesting. So a bit of energy built up from Krisader's side, and now we see it is Razor Leaf. Those Razor Leafs are doing more damage than what the Charm is doing in return. So now we do get a Synchronize, and Krisader definitely opting to use that second shield. So
but Tazza set up really nicely here. Lets it go down, but one Ice Punch will probably be enough to KO that Gliscor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he just needs to make sure he survives. Oh, and going for the Power Punch here too. Wow.
Well, that's an interesting move. Okay. So, Krisader did go for a Stone Edge, which will be resisted. Definitely will not KO. Taking the shield anyway. So that is a very interesting move. Just wants this Medicham to be in the best possible position to just take out the rest of that Gliscor. That wing attack is going to be doing a lot of damage. That Aerial Ace is going to come through. That Aerial Ace is going to finish it off.
Is it? Medicham?
It's gotta finish it off.
Oh,
it's gone.
It does. Oh, wow. So just not enough energy to get even close to an Ice Punch there on the Medicham for Tazza. It's risky. That even taking that Stone Edge is going to put it pretty low.
I think he should have taken the Stone Edge. He was worried about wing attacks, fainting him down.
If he was choosing to shield, maybe better off not throwing the Power Punch and just farming down with counters.
That's a possibility.
And potentially having enough energy for two Ice Punches, or at least being close to that.
Yeah, that was probably the better move. Well, I mean, one Ice Punch, because Gligar's double weak to ice, I think one Ice Punch would have been enough to do that.
Yeah, if it wasn't, it was like one counter off after that.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Tazza found the one way of losing. 400 million possibilities, and he found the one that was the lose condition.
Yeah. Yeah, Ice Punch does 53% HP to a Gligar.
Is that all? I thought it was way more than that.
Well, it's non-stab, remember? And it's Ice Punch, not like Ice Beam. It's not Avalanche. It's Ice Punch. Which is
Alright. Yeah, sure.
kind of a crappy move, I think.
Just between you and me.
But he did throw a Power Punch earlier, so that definitely would have made it do like.
So how much difference does that make? That'll add 25%.
Yeah.
Damage onto that.
Oh, I need to do no shield. Just calculating this quickly. It doesn't tell me. I'd have to.
Really?
It out.
Boo.
If it's 25% of 50 is another 12 and a half. So it's
Exactly a lot. All right, let's.
67%.
There we go. Okay, so let's check out battle number 3. We are 1-1 at the moment. This is awesome. I love these close, tight battles. And we have, interesting, the Deoxys, the counter user, coming in against the Stunfisk. So we get the counter switch to the Swampert, which is great, a great safe switch option for Krisader. Out comes the Hypno. Now, the Hypno is going to do a decent chunk of damage, but is going to hate those Hydro Cannons. It's going to hate getting wet. So Hydro Cannon takes out almost half of the HP with those Mud Shots in between. That will be... okay, so this will not KO, but it will bring it very close. And Tazza is not taking that chance, just getting that shield. Now I'm going to build up a little more energy, just going to try and get more confusions off. Going for the Ice Punch bait. Will Krisader shield, or does he want to keep applying that pressure? He's going to shield. So now the Ice Punch comes in on the shield. Hydro Cannon going to take it very low. What's going to win this race to the faint, Trotter?
Yeah, I think Hydro Cannon's
got enough.
Yeah,
One more confusion.
I would have loved to have seen Tazza throw a Psycho Boost, then switch out there, because everything's going to resist Thunderbolt and Rock Slide. So debuff yourself and then get the heck out of there. And because look, he's come back in with the exact same option here, and unfortunately going to take, ouch, oofs in the chat, going to take a Hydro Pump here, and we'll see how much it does to Deoxys. Yeah, look, that's a reasonable chunk of damage.
Yeah. Oh, and now going that Psycho Boost.
Yeah, the Psycho Boost coming out there, obviously losing the CMP, unfortunately, and taking out, and now the debuff comes in to play, and out comes the Gligar.
Ooh.
So do you throw Rock Slide or just double Psycho Boost?
I mean, both will be neutral. Oh, wow. Okay, now this is very interesting, because Tazza was looking pretty good with the double counter line when Krisader has the Stunfisk, but now with this Wing Attack user, that's going to be very handy against that Medicham. So a Rock Slide, wow, with the double debuffed attack, that's not doing much damage at all. So those, you can see how much those Wing Attacks are just chunking through that Medicham. Medicham's got to the bait. Yep, just throwing that bait there. Using one shield and gets that shield. So the Ice Punch is going to not KO from here, and Krisader's got the shield. So this Medicham has got a lot of work to do. The Stunfisk comes out. And, ooh, interesting. We get the power-up punch coming in from Medicham. So, looks like Medicham's going to want to try and get that counter damage to KO that Stunfisk and then one-shot that Gligar, which will be defenseless with an Ice Punch. This Earthquake is going to hurt a lot, though. It's going to look very difficult for Tazza to come back, and those Mud Shots will just be enough. Power-up punch is not going to do enough.
Do whatever you can, Tazza.
Come on, Tazza.
Show that Queensland. Yeah. Oh, what's this? A switch out into Deoxys.
Oh, it's not over.
Oh, get to a Psycho Boost.
And it's Krisader's bedtime, apparently.
It's Krisader's bedtime.
And that Medicham was on 0 energy as well, so looks like a win for Krisader.
Yeah, I really think if Tazza had thrown that Psycho Boost before the switch, that would have really set up quite nicely. But in the end, there's those little things like that when you're stressed in the moment that sort of can win or lose you those battles, right?
Do you know what does more DPE out of Psycho Boost and Rock Slide? It's Psycho Boost, isn't it?
It's got to be Psycho Boost because Rock Slide will be resisted.
Well, no, Rock Slide's neutral against the Gligar.
Against ground?
It's ground flying.
Oh, against Gligar. Against Gligar, yeah. The Psycho Boost will still do more.
Yeah,
Even though it's neutral.
So,
but,
yeah,
I mean, once it's debuffed, does it really matter? It's still doing nothing. 6 hearts and nothing's still nothing, right?
Exactly. So, okay, so Tazza is now 2-1 down. Do you think you can kind of think of anything that Tazza can do to adjust to what Krisader's doing here?
I don't think Tazza needs to do a lot, to be honest. I really don't think Deoxys is the right pick. It just doesn't have those movesets. I think Hypno and Medicham are definitely.
I don't mind
right
Deoxys. I don't mind Deoxys as a safe switch option. The best thing Crusader's got for Deoxys is the Gligar, so bringing in the Deoxys as a safe switch and then hoping to draw out that Gligar means that Medicham can then come in and do some real work in the back.
Yeah, I mean, in the Razor Leaf Torterra is still going to do really well.
Of course. So then, is this a time for Bronzong?
No, because you have to waste so many shields.
So what do you do? What do you do against the Razor Leaf then?
I mean, you just gotta grin and bear it. You just gotta take it like a man. I think Torterra, even Razor Leaf Torterra, is still really strong, but not as strong as a Bite Torterra. I mean, Tazza won the first round pretty comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
If he throws if he threw the Psycho Boost before he switched that Deoxys, he wins that match.
Sure.
Because it takes a shield or it takes a lot of damage off of that Swampert. So there's not a lot of adjustment that Tazza needs to make. He definitely keeps that Hypno Medicham and I guess can choose to bring that Charm Gardevoir or Deoxys. Yeah, I don't think you can take Raichu or Bronzong.
No, Raichu definitely not. That Night Slash is going to do way too much damage. Bronzong, look, I'm going to say there is some play for a Bronzong, but I do agree that it's going to be outclassed in a lot of its matchups. So I don't mind that double counter line. I'm still sticking with Deoxys as a safe switch option.
Yeah, I mean, Bronzong's going to do pretty well against that Torterra with Razor Leaf. So that's probably its best.
That's what I was
avenue.
thinking. Yeah. All right, let's find out. Battle number 4. Here we go. It is Gardevoir versus that Torterra. Now, Gardevoir is going to lose this matchup, but it's going to take out a lot of that Torterra. It could be used as kind of a sacrificial lamb. No, Tazza is thinking that he can get some better use from Gardevoir later in the match. So now, pretty good position here for the Hypno because Krisader's staying in with the Torterra. This Stone Edge is not going to do enough. Oh, how interesting. Tazza is going to use that shield. That is probably fair enough because that Ice Punch is going to be very handy. Now, you've got to get off that Ice Punch. That was unfortunate. Had to throw that Ice Punch a little bit earlier. This Night Slash is going to hurt. It's not going to KO though, so we'll get off at least one Night Slash. So, building up to the 2 now. And Tazza's probably going to look to go back-to-back, getting one shield from Krisader. Don't think he'll go back-to-back. And does get in a wing attack, so that'll give him an extra little bit of energy. Wow, back-to-back shields. Krisader is protecting that Gligar, expecting the Medicham in the back, I would think. Has a Night Slash, but is going for the farm. Doesn't work. Oh! The Ice Punch comes through, and that Gligar is going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, is that enough?
It is definitely enough. Wow. Okay.
So Tazza in demanding position here, up a shield, and I mean, he can do... Okay, so brings out the Medicham to just farm up some extra energy. Happy to take some Razor Leafs. And he can actually throw a Power Up Punch and then throw the Ice Punch. Oh, but it is that Swampert. So he might need actually 2 Ice Punches here, even after the Power Up Punch. Or will those counters be enough to really put that pressure on Fish just with one
think
Ice
those
Punch?
counters are going to... The counters in between the Ice Punch. He won't need a second Ice Punch. This Ice Punch won't KO, but the counters after that I think are going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, and you can see Krisader trying to go up to the back-to-back. Oh, and a switch into Gardevoir.
Gets rid of it. And that is excellent. So even if he didn't actually catch a charge move there, which one was it? Krisader had to throw that energy, but has another one saved up. Yeah, go on.
That's a very deliberate play from Tazza, knowing that he'd have to throw the energy or die. So it's going to effectively get rid of one of those Hydro Cannons and then count it down. Very, very nice play there. I really, really love that move from Tazza. Forcing energy or you're going to die.
Yeah, that's so good. And yeah, even though Krisader had more energy saved up, was able to throw another Hydro Cannon, needed 2 to KO that Medicham. So... And it had a shield as well. So I think Taz was in a very commanding position on that battle.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And I think you might see Krisader adjust and breathe that G-Fix this time. So I don't know if Tazza's brave enough to do the double counter user again. So if he can line up that G-Fisk against the Charm or the Confusion, it's going to resist that. And it's kind of put Tazza on a bit of a back foot.
Yeah.
That's my pick for match 5. Yeah.
It all really comes down to Krisader needs to take out that Medicham with the Gligar. If Krisader can do that effectively, then I think Krisader will win the battle. If not, I think Tazza's got it.
Interesting. So I'm just throwing this out here, Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Would you throw, lead maybe your Torterra, and then if you don't get a good matchup with the Torterra, switch to your G-Fisk to draw out the Medicham, to then bring your Gligar in to take the Medicham out, and then hope your Torterra in the back's going to be enough to take out everything else?
Definitely don't mind that as a strat. You just have to be very careful with that shield usage, because if either the Medicham or, say, if Taz has got a Hypno or something, comes back in late game, those Ice Punches are going to just be doing way more damage than they deserve to.
Yeah, so maybe Swampert or even a Daddy Cash to take something out. It'll be interesting to see, because that way you'll resist, or it'll be neutral, those Ice Punches.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so 2-2. Krisader is really just giving us some just real exciting sets. This is great to see. This is for the title of champ, battle number 5. Here we go. And it is a Hypno versus Swampert matchup. This is an interesting one. A very even matchup. Those Hydro Cannons are going to come thick and fast. It's going to take, what did we say? It was 2 Hydro Cannons plus all the mud shots, or will it take a 3rd Hydro Cannon to take it out?
I think it only takes the 2 plus all the mud shot damage. And so letting the first one go through. Oh, and look, Tazza is looking at the Shadow Ball.
Oh, gonna go for that KO.
CMP.
Okay.
So forced to shield.
So
now this is interesting.
Yep, and
what happens here? Is that a CMP?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Krisader not gonna. Okay, which is perfectly smart move, because he knows that he'll be able to get to that Hydro Cannon before Tazza gets to that next charge move. Even if it was Ice Punch, I think.
No, Ice Punch would have got there. Or it might have been a CMP tie, actually. Those confusions take a long time.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we have the Medicham and the Gardevoir. Interesting that Tazza did not lead the Gardevoir. So now this Gardevoir is going to come in, and we do get a Hydro Cannon. That is crazy. This is a big play. Tazza opting to let that go, knows that he can tank 1 Hydro Cannon at least, and has that Medicham in the back. Wants to keep that shield because he knows that Gligar is in there.
Yeah, he knows Gligar's there, and straight into that Medicham to try and get a little bit of energy. And are we going to see the Earthquake here from Krisader? Oh, CMP tie, Power Up Punch comes through first. You have to assume, Krisader's saving that shield. He knows he's got the Gliscor in the back there. Sorry, Gligar.
Yeah, we keep saying that.
And out comes the Earthquake, because he knows this is going to do a lot of damage, and Tazza needs that shield in the back. Ooh. So there it is, lands it, and straight. And now this
Gligar is just going to finish off the job nice and easily with a shield in hand. Those Ice Punches are not going to be able to do enough work. 1 Night Slash comes in, shield used in hope in vain. Just some wing attacks are going to be able to finish off this job. Krisader using that shield just to seal the deal. I mean, there is still another Pokemon in the back, but I think this is pretty much game here.
Nah, this is game. Gardevoir's just not tanky enough to be able to take that one out. And so you were 100% all over Fish. Krisader able to line up that Gligar against the Medicham, and that was the key in Krisader going now back-to-back. Our 2-time champion coming in strong. The South has defeated the North.
So Krisader will be able to take that back to his hometown of Ulverstone and just hoist the trophy up in the air. Gather around the entire PvP population of Ulverstone to celebrate his win.
He'll be on the shoulders, getting thrown up into the air.
Yeah.
And then they realize they have to pick another meta for next
week. Yeah, well, that's fine, because Krisader does enjoy bringing in his PvP peeps in his local community to help him come up with those metas. So yeah, I'm keen to see what they come up with next week.
Well, they've done a stellar job so far, so I'm absolutely loving it. And credit to Tazza, there was some really nice play there. Just in a couple of those matchups, just didn't quite get the lineup right. Just lining up that Medicham against that Gligar, and just not quite. Just not quite on the mark.
Yeah.
But some really good play from both players. It was a thoroughly enjoyable ring match up.
Very enjoyable. So if you want to take on the champion Krisader in one of these ring matchups, all you got to do is head to the Arena Australis Discord server. There's a link in the description of the video. Head to join a lobby and click on the react for the ring. We will put a call out every week saying, hey, this is the meta. If you want to play, just react to this button, and we pick one of those people at random. You will get, we will walk you through the entire process. You'll get to come on and take on Krisader to become the new ring champion.
And see if Krisader can go a 3-peat and keep his championship status there. Or maybe it's you. It could be you out there. So join in, and we'll see you next week, everyone.
Bye.